Chapter 7. What happens when your perspective gets challenged? So you've spent all this time thinking about other people's perspectives, how they form, how they clash, and how to maybe shift them. But now let's flip the script. What happens when your perspective gets challenged? Most people like to think they're open-minded until they run into an idea that shakes their foundation. Then suddenly their brain goes full nope mode and they start defending their viewpoint like it's the last slice of pizza at a family gathering. But if you truly want to grow and, not become a stubborn old crank who yells at the sky, you've got to learn how to handle perspective shifts gracefully. Step 1, recognizing the signs of defensive brain. You know that weird, almost physical reaction you get when someone questions a belief you've held for years? That hot flush of irritation, that knee-jerk urge to argue, that feeling of I'm right and you're an idiot? Yeah, that's defensive brain kicking in. Your brain hates uncertainty. It loves routine, familiar thoughts, and the sweet, comforting hug of being right. So when a new perspective threatens to upend your worldview, your brain treats it like a virus and starts throwing up defenses. Some classic defense brain reactions. Getting irrationally angry because nothing says I'm totally secure in my beliefs, like screaming at a stranger online. Dismissing the other person immediately. They're just brainwashed. Next, finding one tiny flaw in their argument and ignoring everything else. The classic, if I find one mistake, I can reject the whole thing tactic. Doubling down on your original belief, even if deep down something is nagging at you. Sound familiar? Don't worry, it happens to everyone. The trick is learning how to recognize it before you make an ass of yourself. Step 2, pause before you react. If you ever feel yourself slipping into defensive brain, do one thing. Pause. Seriously, just stop for a second and ask yourself, why am I reacting so strongly to this? Is it possible I'm wrong? What would it actually mean if this perspective was true? Most of the time, the resistance isn't about the idea itself. It's about what it would mean for your identity, your past decisions, and your social circle. Example, if you've built your whole identity around being a hardcore skeptic, accepting any spiritual concept might feel like betrayal. If you've always believed in pull yourself up by the bootstraps, hearing stories of systemic inequality might feel like a personal attack. If you've been a diehard fan of a political party for decades, realizing they've done some shady things can feel like losing a piece of yourself. But here's the truth. Changing your mind isn't weakness. It's intelligence. The smartest people in the world are the ones who can admit, I never thought of it that way before. Step 3, ask yourself, is this perspective worth considering? Not every new perspective is worth adopting. Flat earthers, I'm looking at you. But some are. The key is to ask yourself, is there any truth in this perspective? Even a little. Is my resistance based on logic or just emotional attachment? If the answer to any of those is yes, then congratulations, you've just found an opportunity for growth. And if the answer is no, at least now you're rejecting it based on actual thought, not just instinctive defensiveness. Step 4, integrate or reject without losing your damn mind. Once you've sat with the new perspective, you've got two choices. Integrate it into your worldview, which might mean tweaking or replacing an old belief. Reject it with a clear logical reason, not just because it makes me uncomfortable. Both are valid and both require self-awareness. What's not valid? Digging in your heels just because it feels good to win. Mocking people who changed their minds. Oh, so now you believe in climate change. How convenient. Pretending to be open-minded while secretly refusing to ever reconsider anything. Dehumanizing others. Dismissing others' emotions. Growth doesn't mean blindly accepting everything. It means constantly refining your perspective based on the best information available. At the end of the day, you don't have to be right about everything. No one is. The best thing you can do is stay curious, stay humble, and most importantly, be the kind of person who can change their mind without making it a full blown existential crisis. Because let's be honest, you've changed perspectives before and you survived. Now, let's talk about how perspective can actually solve problems instead of just making them more complicated.